Well, well, well. Here we are. For GRS F1 round 11?
12.
12? I've been here every week.
In spirit, not so much in voice or internet or body.
Yeah, well, don't list them out. It makes me look like an amateur.
I have had to stream on my Stone Age shit.
Yep.
Because you have adulting to do or something.
Yeah. God. How dare me. Having a job. Right, I'm going to quickly load the stream up on my other monitor before people rush out for their outlet. And then when Mitch is out on track first, we'll go on board with Mitch.
So if while doing that, you can also post it in the race streams channel, so I don't have to tab out and risk getting yeeted out of the lobby.
That is very true.
Nice.
Oh, it still says we're F2 on the old YouTube. Okay.
Just leave it. I just want the reaction of Iron being all like, "What do you mean I'm F2?" Broski. Oh, we have movement in the pit lane.
F1 is live at China. That'll do. Everyone else has got like an enticing question for theirs. I'll do the same. Will Iron bin it? There we go.
Will Iron win again?
Hold up, by using at everyone. Yes, I know. I want everyone to know. Even though everyone else has put at YouTube notifications. It's too late now. It's too late. Where's Mitch?
End of sector 2, pretty much.
It's alright, he's first on track, like we planned.
He is, followed by both McLarens.
Boom.
The Alfie ahead of Luke, so...
Alfie ahead of Luke.
If Alfie fucked this lap, he may back off to give Luke a toe down this.
Looking at Iron.
Going,
Iron's trying to race Alfie on the outlap.
No, he's racing Luke.
Oh, is that Luke?
Yeah. Alfie is the lead McLaren.
Sorry, I just saw Iron catching up by quite a rate, so I thought...
Yeah, Mitch and Alpha were weaving for tyres, and these two are going at it like it's the race.
It is the race. We are quite literally...
Straight lining Luke.
Oh. Oof. Okay, right, we're going to hop on board with Mitch. And, see what our boy... The best ever driver that GRS has seen can do in the house. He goes round the wiggly snaily section of turn 1 and 2. Stings the car out quite
wide. At the wheel just to try and get the nose in there, so...
Yeah, he's
it's not the ideal line.
Not the ideal line. Not a lot of grip on the track either. He's just kind of guessing where the apex is on that blind double right-hander. Comes up to... I believe this is actually turn 6. This hairpin.
Whilst he's had a DNF, that is indeed turn 6, technically.
Yeah. Which, taking the wide line through 7 doesn't quite meet the apex. He's had to slow down a lot. He's staying in 7th though. This is
Yeah, which I think is kind of a mistake on first lap in quality. The grip just isn't there to carry that speed through that corner.
This is what a banker would look like. And I bet Iron's sort of thinking, Mitch, you better hurry up, mate. Come on. Purple sector.
But Iron is going to get a toe down here. And we do have yellow flags out of the final corner, because Lasse Rasmussen has managed to kill himself before starting a lap, which I think is a record.
It's impressive. If they didn't both have DRS, I think Iron would size Mitch up for an overtake here.
Mitch just needs to not accelerate out of this corner.
Just brake now. Yeah, despite all that, Iron has not really been held up, to be fair. He gets a 32-1. He's over 3 seconds quicker than Mitch.
And a second quicker than Luke. Jesus.
Yeah.
And Alfie's only half a second off Luke as well, so... That's
dear.
pretty good. Iron Rav to the line. 33-0. Quicker than Luke. Hello,
Johnny.
Johnny fastest by 8/100 of a second on Iron's best track.
It's pretty good. Got Nathan to the line next. Kept his battery on some point throughout his outlap. He's done a 34.4.
Yeah, he seemed to be very slow out the final corners. I don't know if he maybe had a half spin coming out of there, which will have lost him quite a chunk of time.
Yeah, he didn't look...
You want to carry as much speed as you can through those. Hugo goes P5, splits the McLarens.
Didn't exactly look committed. I think our next driver on a bush lap is Kalapukinen in the Alfa Romeo, just going down the back straight.
It would be
52.4
with that middle sector split. Kind of shows just how long this final sector is. So if we do get a safety car, it's about 40 seconds from home at racing speed when he comes in. 32.9.
Okay. Well, Johnny and Iron once again. Doing Johnny and Iron things once again. I think there's pretty much everyone done. We've got Beo Bello actually pushing in the Alpine, so we'll hop on board with him. With 24.4, I think that was first sector. See how he wrestles the car through the mid sector. That's where most of the time is, to be fair, that and the snails.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of time you can gain and lose at turn 1. And the problem with doing that is you've kind of already fucked your lap before you've really started, if you do manage to do that.
That's alright if
Just
you're a
inviting
TT swag.
a 15th driver of Lucas Rudd.
Hey! Very nice. Last season's F3 champion. It seems like ages ago now.
Oh yeah, since he pulled a worldie of a move at Mexico. But he's kind of held up quite well, I think, in F1. He hasn't been... No, Lassie, your game didn't crash, you did.
Oi. Nasty lock up into the hairpin from Bello, just trying to carry a bit too much speed through. We'll complete the lap, but it's probably got about half a second in that final corner.
Well, it's a good thing the game doesn't simulate flat spots, let's just say. Because...
Because we get porpoising again.
Ooh. Yes, please.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I mean, I already get travel sick, but, you know, I just want to double down on it. Mitch has done a lap. Was a third of a tenth down out of Sector 1, but is a tenth and a bit up at the end of Sector 2.
Oh, here he
Still
comes.
very, very cautious through this hairpin. If you could carry some more speed through there, that would be great.
He's on the same set of softs, so perhaps saving a set for the race. I'm not too sure. Probably still has enough time to get 2 push laps in if he dives in.
We did have a fairly late safety car yesterday, which was right on the edge of like soft viable range, and having that new set was a big advantage. The guys that pit on used softs were kind of complaining they were absolutely square by the end.
There he is.
Doing donuts.
He's got to do a whole lap now. Enjoy, mate.
And yeah, lost quite a lot of time through there. Yeah, so the guys who were
lost
on,
quite a lot of time through there.
So the guys who were on the warm softs that had done a running quali were maybe, you know, somewhere between 7 and 10% warm, were really complaining they were screwed by the end. We only fit them on like lap 20, so they don't last all that long. But if you get a late safety car, they're incredibly powerful. The difference between the compounds here is massive.
I think that ideal operating range is nothing more than 8 laps from fresh. Just from seeing how it was in race trim on the stream yesterday.
Yeah. Mine was starting to feel a little second-hand by the end of that, and mine were brand new out of the blankets.
Yeah.
I mean, did maybe like 5 or 6 proper racing laps, and they were getting up towards like 50% wear.
Alright. See what George can do. Fancies himself for F2 next season. See if he can deliver on that promise.
Yeah, he looked his way into a P2 last week, so with everyone exploding in front of him.
Clips a tiny bit of that curve.
It just feels so slow through here. Like the minimum speed just isn't there as Liam puts his car P3 for Alfa Romeo. So
well, the thing is with 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 is you get all of this entry understeer for what is effectively 2 corners, change of direction, then another 2 corners. It's not great. It'll be a lot quicker in next year's games to kind of fix the understeer, but
apparently you get shit ton of understeer in F123. Apparently that's the thing people have been saying about.
Oh, really?
Traction's really good, but the traction's really good. But the reason the lap times are a lot slower is you just get understeer for days. So you have to bleed speed off on the way into a corner just to get the nodes in. Now that might be something that gets fixed with setups. I'm not sure how developed sort of the esports setups and things are going to be at this point.
They'll be secret for a while.
Yeah, it could be tips and tricks and tweaks and things that are completely different to F122 that people just haven't figured out yet. But I definitely think there's a case of that's just how they've changed it, made it that little bit more realistic. And maybe you can find a sort of collection of settings that are going to give you a Max Verstappen oversteers so much it wants to kill you every corner style setup. As George was a 34-0.
Okay, potential in his claim.
He stole my setup for this. I don't know how I feel about it, because I don't think he's ever stolen my setups before, because he normally says they're washed. So we'll see. As Alfie's coming to the line, I think he's on a lap. Has had a little bit of traffic.
Lost a bit of time.
Yeah, find a little bit overall, just still slightly behind Hugo.
It's not Johnny to the line, it's Hugo to the line to start a lap, I think. It's Nathan. Is Nathan pushing? No, he's starting. It's Iron. He's starting. God, I hate that the game will just like cut the outlap symbol off like halfway through.
Luke's on a lap, half a second up.
Hey, okay.
32.5. It's in the ballpark. Jumps ahead of Liam back into P3. But he's still got 4 tenths to find to bridge that gap to Johnny and Iron at the front.
I'm staying on board with Iron here. He's taken the tight line. He knows.
And here's Johnny. To the line was 2 tenths up. 31.9. First driver into the 31s.
Iron is about equal to his first sector, but it's gone purple, so must be 2 or 3 where he's lost the time before. Massively committed through the windy S section here of 7 and 8.
And Will Coates up to the line finds a big 8 tenths improvement up to a 33.2.
Not bad at all.
So he's P8 and he's half a second off P4. That's pretty tight.
Iron 2 tenths up now. Just getting the power down nicely through the snail section as well. He's got a car ahead. Is this gonna be a tow from the Ferrari boys?
Can George tow right? Does he know what he's doing with it? Seemed pretty good.
Yeah, it seemed alright. Best part of the 10th in there at least.
I was half expecting him to just like plough it into the side of Iron's car as he turned it for the hairpin.
I wanted him to just take the corner normally after giving him the tow.
Oh! I smoked it!
To answer the question, he will bin it. It's unfortunate.
Now we get the beautiful sight of a correctly facing Mitch driving past a fucked Iron.
Well, Mitch,
which is kind of the opposite of what we would expect ordinarily, I think.
Oh, he overtook Iron, therefore he's the faster driver.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. If we ignore qualifying altogether,
Ken
Mitch has overtaken Iron.
4 tenths and up into 3rd place. So 3rd and 5th at the moment for Alfa Romeo. They're looking pretty good around here.
It's pretty good.
Johnny completely balked his lap and was 11 seconds. Oh no, wait, that was an in-lap. Ignore me.
Oh my god, Bayo's about to start a lap. Let's go to Hugo next. There it is, Hugo's pushing. Though he's back down.
I think this is an in-lap. I think Hugo had just gone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the battery's not on. DRS is open, but battery's not on, so he's not on a lot.
As well. They're all just getting ready for their last runs now. I want to watch Mitch. Oh, he gets a bit of a squirrely snail section.
Just trying to be a little more aggressive through there, I think, trying to find that time. It does seem to be where he loses most of the lap time around here, is in those 2 snail sections.
Yeah.
Whether it's a setup issue, I'm not sure. It just doesn't, or whether it's Mitch being one of the few drivers in here with the medium traction. Medium traction is very good for stopping the car just completely letting go on you, but it does induce quite a lot of understeer. Well held.
That was very well held, but just looking at his throttle tracing and everything, I don't think he's as smooth as he needs to be. He is when he puts his mind to it. But then, yeah, other times is
yeah, there
100 or
seems,
0.
yeah. I do think that there's definitely the no traction understeer issue is affecting the medium traction understeer issue. Sorry, is affecting Mitch. That's the thing I've noticed most when I first turned it off is you just understeer so much with it on. It's like the traction control is so focused on not spinning the car that it just drags you wide everywhere.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about corners like the snails and like turn 7. If you watch how most people are taking that corner, it's sort of a slight lift, throw it, and hope it sticks, and it tends to. Where Mitch is kind of half throttle through that, which I think is probably the understeer factor of that, just trying to drag the car out.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with that one.
So it is going to make him more consistent, makes him less likely to spin, and there's plenty of places at China where you can just lose the car and it just decides it doesn't like you anymore and leaves. So it's going to make him more consistent, but it is going to rob some of that raw pace away from the Haas driver. But that seems like a better line through the snail. I think using all of the track on entry does allow you to carry that bit more minimum speed, allows you to have the revs of the engine a little higher, makes it a bit more stable, accelerating through the second part of that snail.
Definitely. Alfie Harvey's found a 10th and a half in Sector 1. See what you can convert Sector 2 into. It's tidy so far. Lasso.
Decent line through there, through the double apex, and he's 4 tenths up now.
There we go.
So this is looking to be somewhere in the region of Ian Rav and Will Coates, currently 8th and 9th.
Tried to open up this final corner a bit too much. He said to correct the... he missed the right-hand apex. Who was that going for?
It's Nathan on an outlap, so it's not too distracting. I think the only man on the flyer at the moment is Luke, who's at the 2 tenths down through the first sector. Can he find that time on the rest of the lap? Just the smallest lift mid-corner there on turn 7, which is going to allow him to carry that more minimum speed. Keeps him 4th here for the double apex.
I don't like hitting that first apex.
But stays off all the important curves that will just you halfway to the nearest wall. But I think he's turned his battery off to go again. Yeah, second warm-up lap here, I think, for Luke now. But we'll have plenty of time to get to the line and go again. It's about you need about 40 seconds from entering the final snail to getting over the line.
Mitch is going to get some traffic here because he's on a push lap. He's found 2 tenths at the moment.
Okay,
I can see where Mitch is losing all his time. He's getting to a point where he can plant the foot down more and then he's just lifting instead. Just so cautious. But that's with it being a big exit, it's worth
aware, thankfully, of the Haas behind.
Yeah, that was George.
Try invite Lucas Rudd again because I've been trying. He's not been playing.
No, Mitch doesn't improve. Alfie's retired in the pit, so he's not having another go at it. Who's at the lead of this train? Is it Luke? Yeah. Let's got anyone further out finishing a lap at the moment. Got Nathan. He might be actually. He's about equal on his time at the moment, so stay on board with him. The flag has been waved to finish qualifying here as Mitch is just getting out of everyone in Sector 1. Getting out of the way.
Here comes Nathan to the line, was half a tenth down. Can he find time in this final sector, though? Quite a lot of wheel spin out of the hairpin. It's a really, really quick final corner, though. And does find another 10th or so, puts himself P5.
Not too bad.
It's pretty good considering he hasn't raced for, we worked this out, 374 days. As Ian just P6 doesn't quite manage to jump ahead of Nathan.
Liam crawled to the line.
Yeah, Liam doesn't improve, so stays P7.
Will
also not improving.
Luke next to the line. He's down on his time, so he's not improving there as he's taking the flag. Iron's a 10th and a half up at the
Iron's
moment.
Gaining.
Make that 3 tenths, never mind.
Johnny looks to have got a toe off of Hugo, but he's also 8 tenths down here. I think Johnny gave Hugo a toe, and then Hugo ceremoniously fucked into the nearest wall immediately after the toe.
Oh, Bayard! Bayard, no! As he crosses the line. In a completely normal way. George is down, and then Mitch is...
George is 16 seconds down. So
Mitch, don't go into the pits! Don't do a Hamilton! Retire! And break for the right pit entry line.
You and Luke,
there we go.
Luke, sorry, you and Hugo need to retire from league racing.
Oh, that's a good turn. I feel like Mitch's helmet though. Nice and
Whoa.
Oh yeah. So yeah, okay. As predicted, Iron gets pole by just over a tenth from Johnny. So those two are going to be.
What are those
probably
times?
crashing into... Yeah, I don't know what those times are.
There's 6/10 from Johnny to Ken. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, it's completely fine. Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then, yeah, as everyone is ready, you guys saw where everyone else was on the grid. And you'll see where they are again when they race. So, yep, that's the grid order that you've all definitely remembered.
I mean, I can go through if you really want.
Yeah.
Bilbas, Foss, Pukkanen, Mills, Powers, Rav, Cross, Bello, Coates, Nilsson, Lal, Avi, Parr, Snape, Rasmussen. There isn't anybody called Lol, by the way. I'm just laughing at Hugo because it's funny. He is very washed.
He washes.
Yeah.
Got the A-posing conjoined triplet mechanics. I'm glad that's still in the game. It'll be very sad if it's not in the next
I
game.
hope that feature carries forward into F123.
It says a lot when it's one of my favourite features in what's supposed to be quite a accurate racing game.
I don't know if it says more about you or the game.
I guess there's a lot about the game that they've had a year to fix it, but they've had so many other overwhelming issues.
This T-posing thing only came in on the last patch. That's fine. It is lights out and away we go in China. Iron and Johnny both getting pretty good launches at the front, but Iron gets that second phase perfect. He's already flying down the road. Luke looking to the inside of Johnny through turn 1. Can he get his nose in for turn 2?
Getting quite a lot of people wide at the back, but everyone survived. Never mind! Never mind!
Nathan turned in on Ken at turn 3 and chaos ensued.
Oh! There he goes!
Mitch is 5th! Oh, he's gone to 6th, because I think he had to give a place back for an illegal overtake on Will, but he's 6th. Just standard Mitch things of, what is that start?
We didn't announce
George
it, but I did catch it on the stream.
Starts of bullshit.
Yeah, George was like, oh, Mitch, get a bad start. I was like, it's not going to get a bad start. It'd be like, I think I might have actually said P5. I'm not going to lie. And he's now going to be the cork in the bottle for everyone.
Will and Mitch are on mediums. The mediums for the first, like, maybe 2 or 3 laps versus the hards are at least a second and a half a lap.
Oh my word. Everyone having to brake, everyone reacting to Mitch braking early, and I think it was Bello going into the back of Alfie there, so there might be some damage on the Alpine. But Lassie has got a drive coming out of this final corner. He's definitely going to look for a run on Alfie, but I don't think he's carrying the most, well, the least amount of wing, I should say.
It's kind of difficult to go low wings here, but Lassie's going to look for it into the hairpin. Have to think better of that, and then Alfie takes the scenic route, which is going to give up at least 3 places.
Jeez.
Alfie must have had damage because he's heading straight for the pits. And so is Iron Rav.
Hugo's not got a front wing, so he'll be going in as well.
Oh no.
Anyway. Lassie going for a move down the inside of Mitch here, and Bayard's looking to capitalise as well. He's just trying not to make contact with the Haas here. Maybe he gets to switch back on the harder compounded tyre.
Well, taking the traction on the inside of 3 does seem slightly better than the outside, but Mitch manages to fend that off.
Bayard going for a dive. Hello. Got everyone just parking up behind here as George and I and having the same helmet design is never an ideal thing. But just look at the gap at the front. Everyone who's managed to get past Mitch is breaking away. So we've got Lassie getting past Liam Crosses. So Lassie's had an absolute box office start here. In a lap and a half, he's gone from back of the grid to 5th.
He's doing what Mitch wishes he would do.
Doing what Mitch did for like the first sector. Lucas Rod straight lining it, didn't want to rear end anyone by the looks of things, as we've got Nathan going past Mitch here. So I think Mitch is within the space of one tour of the track has lost, I was going to say 6 positions, but
5,
thanks to George it's now 5.
Oh. I think it's 4 now, thanks to George, because he was 6th. He had to give the place back to Will. And,
George making his F2 campaign pretty well known.
Yeah, according to telemetry bot, Liam has front wing damage.
According to the map, we're on lap 3 for the lead cars, and we have a car in every sector.
Yeah. Big.
Let's have a look at the leaders.
Yeah, Liam's heading to the pit, so that front wing damage must be an actual thing and not just the game making shit up as it goes along. If he's got 2 sets of mediums, though, medium to the end is not terrible.
Just wondering if Johnny
is... You're going to gain a lot of time on the hard runners.
We've got an Iron Bilbass fanboy, as Johnny's got the Netherlands helmet colours.
Ugh. Get him out.
Get him out. Look at that.
Yeah, it's I and Johnny Luke just leaving everyone else at the front. Will's got those medium tyres on, but just can't seem to live with this pace.
Can't say I really blame him, to be honest.
He's basically doing what I did yesterday and driving without being able to see anyone for 20 laps to then get his podium stolen on the line, probably.
Yeah, very much.
Because I don't think he's going to live with this front group, but if the guys behind, if Lassie, Ken, Nathan, etc., all fight for the next 10 laps.
Well, Lassie looks punchy. Lassie looks very punchy, and he's got Pukkinen behind, so I think if Pukkinen can't make much of an impression on Lassie, then
yeah, like Lassie
that
was
says a
punchy
lot.
yesterday until he fucked it twice.
Yeah, and then he was crashing.
So, yeah.
That's right, he's crashed once already, so, you know.
Only one more to go.
Maybe. So we've only got, like, 3 cars within DRS of each other, make that 4.
Zion sets a new fastest lap. Yeah, Nathan needs to try and close this sort of half a second to get on the back of Ken, but both Nathan and Bayo taking the scenic route out of the final corner as Mitch is in the pits.
Bayode is... Oh no, it's Nathan who's out of battery, actually, not Bayode. Nathan is...
dumping to try and get on terms with Ken, but that DRS straight down the back straight, that DRS zone down the back straight is so long, it's worth at least half a second a lap.
I was going to say, it's about one of the most powerful DRS zones in the game. Yeah,
with about 20% extra battery usage and the DRS, you can get somebody when you're 6
Nathan managing to save the car. Bayo doing the same thing! Monkey see, monkey do.
Oh, that's mean to Bayo.
He knows I don't mean it. I like
it's accurate, but Nathan's done it again!
Oh my word. So he just found like his nearest TT setup. He's got... What is tyre temps? Not actually... They're in the mid-90s.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, pretty reasonable, but...
Yeah, but if he's mid-90s on the hards, the mediums are going to be about 402 degrees.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I was about to say. It's not what you want to see on the hards.
The hards really do struggle to get temp around here, so you kind of want them to be, if anything, a little bit cold, just so you know your mediums are going to be legit.
Yeah, Pukkinen just really hampering the back of Lassie at the moment, but neither biting on the battery front. Lassie still having about 10% more charge in the battery than Pukkinen at the moment. So I think Pukkinen has just had a bit of enough now, and we'll put the battery to good use and get past, at least initially, down the inside of Rasmussen as he's trying to hang it out around the outside. Will he try and switch it back? No, he's just going to slot him behind for now and hopefully stay as close as he is now for that back straight. Oh, he's got a twitch, but he's held that very well.
These two need to be mindful to not lose too much time to Bayode behind.
That's the thing. Bayode will...
Liam sets the fastest lap, so just showing the power of those medium tyres. He's got 12 seconds to go until he hits any kind of traffic, and then it's just George on his own, and then another 10-second gap. So
It could be pace of the driver. He was pretty good in Singapore, to be fair, until
Liam
Luke
can
happened. Speaking of
hell
things
a lot
happening, Alfie's
been hitting the pit lane.
Alfie's done something quite interesting.
Alfie's
He's,
been in the pit lane.
he's given up.
Into the pit. I think he's
He's had enough. There we go.
He did say there was football on at 8 o'clock, so if the race wasn't going well, he was just going to retire and go and watch that instead. So fair enough, I suppose. With like 2 weeks left of the game's cycle.
Very true.
But,
that was a good time to hop on board with someone.
This might be a
There's a safety car.
Yes, it is.
Maybe George wanted to watch the football as well.
Well, he is an Arsenal fan though, so I think he might have had quite enough football for this year.
Oh well. Everyone diving in to, I would imagine, double medium to the end. Or medium soft.
Double medium or medium soft, yeah. You can't get medium soft. Will's actually in a really good place here, because if you're smart with them, you could get hards 23 laps. But you have to be smart with them.
Yeah. It's tight. And you have to look after them. Treat them with a good amount of respect, as he's a bit slow at the
all he needs to do is not lose a pit stop, and he'll be fine. Considering everyone around him is going on fresh mediums, so they're all going to have to stop again.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think, but to be honest, I'd double medium it to the end. Like, I know medium soft would be quite easy to do. I just, I feel like medium is still quicker. Just seeing how those softs decayed the other race.
I mean, they were still pretty quick, and mediums didn't seem to drop at all for sort of 13, 14 laps, so you could do sort of half the race on those until maybe lap 20, 21, and then if you've got a fresh set of softs, wang them on and just go like the clappers.
Pretty much. How's Mitch doing?
But Lassie stayed out, so Lassie leads. Poor Lassie, he's going to get absolutely swarmed.
I mean, he's last to first. Just red flag it now.
Yeah.
Speed run 6 laps, Bosh. Bosh.
If we red flagged it now, though, it is shy of the 25% limit, so we would just restart the race completely.
Don't tell him that.
Would need red flagging after the end of safety car.
Hugo spun on an outlap.
Oh, just Red Bull thing.
Safety car, yeah.
Our Red Bull drivers are very prone to spinning under safety car. Both Hugo and Johnny.
He's got some time on the stream. The good news is he can't lose positions.
Or so we think.
Well,
I'm sure Hugo will find a way to get disqualified and drop to 15.
Maybe. Or accrue so many time penalties post-stewarding that he gets bumped back behind George. Just needs to bin it onto safety car.
A total of 30 seconds is disqualification, which is what you need at this point. But shouldn't be too difficult to catch up even this far back. The safety car around here does around about 2-minute 15s. So you're talking at least 40 seconds a lap you should be gaining on that safety car. But Hugo's also in a pretty good spot if he can keep these hards alive, although spinning obviously isn't going to help them in terms of getting them to the end, potentially.
No, it's not the most advised thing to do when you're talking about looking after tyres. Just looking at Hugo's Delta and wondering when it's going to start tumbling down. Oh,
well, he should be on the back of the safety car this lap. Whether he gets there before the sector 3 line, I don't think he will. So we'll probably have one more lap of this. Or it'll be a late call midway down the back straight.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
which is 100% going to cause carnage because some people are going to slam on.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, this track is one of the better ones to have a late call. It still gives the leading driver some time to plan the restart. I think Hugo is going to be too far back here.
Safety car is not fast around the snails. It's not bad in terms of its top end down a straight, but it is not fast around the snails.
We got Lassie fuel burning at the moment. Iron just licking his lips. I think the safety car will stay out for another lap. And if I were Hugo, I would probably, if I had another set of hards here, just box again.
You won't have another set of hards. That would require you going the harder tyre strategy, which is going to put you with only 2 sets of softs.
Go in now, safety car.
It would be good if you could just sort of pick and choose your tyres in terms of if you could take, if you wanted 2 sets of hards and 1 set of mediums. Oh, well done, Hugo. If the hards were your preferred race tyre.
No.
Well, it's definitely staying out this lap. It's a good thing it didn't come in, really. Otherwise, it'd have been abandoned.
It's been back to pre-safety car Hugo before the restart. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Even with that, his tyres aren't overheating, so... Yeah, all around 90 degrees though, so they are going to be significantly warmer than the guys ahead of him.
There's still time. There's still time. I have a feeling Lassie's gonna leave this safety car restart pretty late.
Yeah.
And just try and lead for 100%. A little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, any time that he can keep his rivals slower behind him on the fresh tyres, just pace him back later on in a race. This is all poor position. They'll all have 1 pit stop left,
especially
apart from Coates or Hugo or Mitch, perhaps.
Yeah, I think Mitch may have pit a lap or 2 too early, and I think with Hugo's spins, he's not going to have the life left in those boots to go to the end. But I definitely think there's the opportunity there for Will to get a really, really good result out of this race if he keeps these tyres alive, brings them in slowly, and just keeps the wear down on them in these first few laps. If he can avoid fighting anyone, that would be very, very useful for him. But obviously, he kind of needs the guys behind him, like Ken and Bayo, to be a little compliant to that one.
It'll be interesting to see how it all turns out. I'm massively expecting Lassie to just leave the slate. He's not going that slow. He's gone, actually. Has he? No.
No, yeah.
Looked a bit
no
strange.
point going yet. Safety car's not in.
That's what I was thinking. It was,
safety car is now in the pit lane, so Lassie could go at any time. And he's gone out of the hairpin. That's caught Johnny napping. Oh no, he hasn't. He did, sort of.
Down again. Holding a weird inside line here, though. He's not going to open this final corner up nicely, and Iron could just charge at him.
Oh, he's taking it very late. I like the little hezzy after the final corner.
I like the little bit as well, just feigning the...
That Ferrari's still going to... Oh, here comes Luke around the outside of Johnny.
Let's have a look further back, see what's going on. We've got a few cars side by side. I'm looking at Pukkinen and Bayode at the moment. Nathan Power's just behind here as Iron's already past Lassie. And now if Lassie decides to play...
There was a bit of contact between Johnny and Luke. But all still facing the...
Oh, Nathan's gone into the back of Bayode. And there's contact between... I think it was Rudd and Nilsson at turn 6 as well. But here's the thing, right? If Lassie is just going to be so slow through here.
Yep.
Iron is...
gone.
He's gone. And Johnny is just going to have to deal with it.
Forking him, he's done.
As he sends the move down the inside of the snail.
There is still that strategy side of things to play with.
Minor contact between Luke and Lassie there, I think. I saw the Williams twitch a bit as they're going side by side through the final snail, and I think Luke will just dump a lot of battery here to get this move done.
Yellow flag, that's Mitch at the back having a little spinny spin in the snail.
Yeah. The Iron Rat potentially sizing up Nathan Power for a move, but Nathan's like, yeah, nah.
Nah, we could. Yeah, we will actually, going straight on out the hairpin.
Bayard nearly going full worldy.
Yeah, but Nathan went halfway to Taiwan, so that is going to give the positions to Iron, Liam, and Hugo, who's up to P9 after his rather disastrous safety car period. Has managed to keep it facing the right way for a lap, which is an improvement. So Well done, Hugo.
I was looking at the absolute worldie that Bayo thought about sending on Rod into the final hairpin. He was 2 tenths back coming into the braking zone. And he broke late. Ooh, Nathan getting a bit of a twitch. I think he's got a bit of a risque setup on at the moment. If he's having to correct the car all this time, I can see how he burns through the battery so quick. So he just tries to catch up. And then twitches again.
His tyres seem alright though. They're sort of like 90s, which is kind of where you expect them to be. I think he's just
It might just be the suspension or the aero,
potentially. I also think it might have something to do with the fact that he hasn't raced in over a year.
Well.
Oh, that's a big one. That's rear wing completely fucked.
And front wing to boot. Oh dear.
Yeah. According to the... Oh, he doesn't have telemetry on that, man. I was going to say, according to the bot, his rear wing's fine, but he doesn't have telemetry displaying, so it's probably knackered. Oh, yeah, it looks knackered by the fact that the rear wheels simply will not grip the track at all. So not ideal.
We'll leave him be. I'm going to hop on board with Pukkinen here as he's harassing the back of Coates at the moment. On the fresher compound of tyre, of course. Iron sets a new fastest lap on the mediums.
Will needs to try and fend Ken off without burning through his boots, if at all possible.
Yeah,
might be worth deploying a bit of battery here and there just to...
we might already be too late actually, as Pukkinen's gone down the inside, which will now turn to the outside. Space being given, but Pukkinen will get the drive. Out of turn 4, they're still side by side.
Will gets the tyre line, but Ken's going to spend a bit of battery. And take that place for P5.
I think Will's best defence is just going to be the run out of the first set of corners. If he can hold the car behind trying to get past through turn 6, and he can hold them all the way through sector 2, and just bleed everyone time, as I think
Nathan in the pits, that's probably going to be a retirement for the Williams. It is
indeed, yes.
So, and what was a great debut in qualifying is turned a little unfortunate in the race.
Football's on, isn't it?
Well, may have been that setup, just biting a little too much.
Oh, Nathan had rear wing damage before that spin. He got rear wing damage from the start. Okay, well that changes things.
No, thank you.
I didn't even think of that, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. So we had even more rear wing damage afterwards as Pukkinen gets a move done on Lassie.
Turn 1, so there won't be any overtakes going through there as the AI decides to drive Nathan's car out of the pits to park up somewhere for no reason.
I'm wondering if Luke's made a mistake somewhere because he's dropped 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, definitely made a big mistake, I think, because Ken's not too far off the back now and has been losing time behind Lassie's 11-lap old hards.
Just having a look at gaps here, and there's not actually too much of a gap between Nilsson and Coates. Only a few seconds.
Johnny's closed back in an iron. He has dumped his battery to do so, but he's got back in the DRS range of the Ferrari.
Let's just hope he can hold it now. Ian might catch a whiff of Johnny's plans here and just dump a bit in the run-up to the last snail. Let's see what he wants to do. He's only got to find a couple of attempts here.
Yeah, but I think I might want to keep hold of this battery, because if he does dump to try and break DRS and fails, it's going to put the Rebel right on his rear wing, and there's going to be nothing you can do to fend it off.
And that would just be entertaining. I think...
With having that battery advantage, it does give Iron a defence against the DRS, which is probably something he would prefer.
I don't think there's really much Johnny can do at the moment. The DRS and how it is in this game, it's doesn't really do much. It's like you got someone with a straw blowing the car behind just to like give it that extra bit of pace.
I mean, if you run my wings, it's pretty good.
Well, anything that involves a straight line on your wings is good.
Well, that's true. I do want to try some ridiculous setups. I might try one at Suzuka next week. The default wings are high 20s, low 30s, I think, and I think the highest wing on my setup is about 14. So
Yeah,
I might do that.
I love you.
Fun. Oh, it's funny in Tacasio. Will's just unfortunately dropped out of the DRS of Lassie, gets another little snap, which isn't going to help. Really needs to try and stick with this little group of 3 ahead of him if he can. Going to give him the best chance to hold on when everyone else pits and those tyres start feeling a little second hand. Whoa, Lassie, big slide as well on the way into the double apex left-hander.
Johnny's gone!
Johnny's round! Him.
Oh, Will! What the hell was that?
Did he manage to keep
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Probably saw the Red Bull, was like, fuck, oh shit.
Oh, my contract says I'm not allowed to overtake Red Bulls. Shit, what do I do?
AlphaTauri anti-stall has been enabled.
Okay, back the car. You're ahead of Red Bull, back the car.
Got Toss leaving at the end of the season, like, as you can see, I have given up already. We'll surrender everything to Red Bull.
Why is he a member of Ramstein? Lucas Rudd has gone round on the...
I was trying to do a French accent, but...
Really?
Alright, I can't do every impersonation in the world.
All you need to do is sound like you think you're better than everyone. There you go, French.
Oh.
And also surrender.
Resident French
Iron Ralph's
expert
gone round
in the
as well.
cockpit. Speaking of irons, Iron Bilbas, 7.4 second lead.
He's killing, isn't he?
Is he going to be boring? Oh, hang on. You know what he told me to look at that I missed.
What did he tell you to look at that you missed?
He was going to do some. Donuts.
Ah.
And then I said I wouldn't forget, and then he told me again, and I said, "Don't worry, I'll remember," and then I forgot.
Oh well. Iron does like his donuts.
Provided there's no safety car.
He would have to monumentally fuck the strategy in a way only Ferrari can.
No, I mean, it's like, provided there's not a safety car, maybe you can do a little donut at the end for us.
And lose the win to Luke. That would be fun.
Yeah, it's a 5+1 for dangerous driving.
Like 30+6 for dangerous driving, disqualified from the race. Oh, and a race ban for next week, shame. As Johnny makes the move on Will down into the hairpin, gets himself back up to P6 on what is becoming an all too familiar recovery drive for the Red Bull driver.
Just a tad here.
And Iron speeds into the pit lane. Is this going to be another retirement, or is he just pitting? Oh, he's just pitting.
Oh.
Because he's done 13 laps on those mediums, so this will be hard to the end for the Haas.
I'm looking at Coates' position in the race at the moment. So far, so good. At least a P2. I mean, obviously P1's out of the question for anyone other than Iron, but gap to P2 you're already looking at about.
Gap to leader is 13.2. Gap to P2 is 5 seconds. So, yeah, like, Iron's going to have to pit off those mediums. There's no way he's getting 20+ laps on them without them being completely knackered. They're already sort of mid-30s in terms of the wear percent. And that's with him, kind of driving on his own and protecting them to a point. Whereas Will's going to be able to go to the end on these. I'm fairly sure that they're not going to be great at the end. But he's going to have maybe like a 10-second window to sort of fend Iron off with. After the Ferrari driver does pit, as long as Will doesn't lose any more time. He just needs to try and hang in people's DRS for a couple of laps at a time, if and when they do overtake him. Might get bailed out a little here. Johnny's going to fight Liam.
Down the inside, Bello goes, and I think he'll hold that one. Coach trying a bit of a switchback here, but doesn't have the grip from the tyres, so it's a bit wobbly.
Big snap. I really don't like the hards around here, but that is going to give Will some DRS.
We can now see.
Help him out a little bit.
So we got a position change. Pukkinen trying through turns 2 and 3, and is actually going to hold the position. So Luke down a place here as Buchanan's definitely been spending to get that move done. They're on about the same battery now, just around the 10% area.
And Ken's tyres about 10% less wear as well, so whatever Luke's done to those boots, it's not been great.
No. I just want to talk about Lassie's pace as well, actually. He hasn't pitted yet, and he's keeping up with these guys. I know the tyres at this point, they're probably about equal in terms of relative pace. Mediums probably still have a bit more in it, but with Lassie holding on to the DRS here, he's
yeah, DRS
effectively same strategy as these guys now.
Yeah, which is definitely an improvement from being last. So, doing a lot better than I think we thought he would in the Williams. Remember, Lassie is an F2 driver as well, so should in theory have less overall pace than these guys.
Nah, he's pretty quick. He's got a nice punchy racing style as well. He's one of the better people I've raced side by side with in the league. It's all Will just again getting a bit of a wobbler, but he is, at least for now, ahead of Bayod. Bayod has gone for a bit of a switchback here. Does he have DRS? I think he does.
Yeah, Bayod has the DRS.
He's not going to get past
drive out the last corner. Just doesn't quite have the straight line speed.
Compromised way too much. 22 seconds behind Lassie. I mean, he's the second off a DRS here, and this middle portion of the lap is where he's going to make up as much time as he can.
Bayod's gone round, so that's going to give Will some breathing room.
Oh dear.
As that puts Hugo up into P8. So he's only 3 seconds behind Will, both on the same strategies, looking to go to the end.
Will not having the assistance of DRS anymore. This will just be a straight shootout between the two drivers.
Does Hugo have 3 seconds more pace over? It's going to be about 11 laps. And are either of them going to blink to put some new boots on?
Oh, that's the thing, right? Hugo probably
Hugo's
considering
tyres,
an undercut, but...
Well, Hugo's tyres are pushing around 40%, so they're going to be right on the verge of punctured territory come the end of the race. Will's probably a little less warm than that, with not having the spins under safety car.
Hmm. It's an interesting one.
As Iron's carrying on, so he's not doing 11-11 on mediums. There's no way he's going to get these to the end. They're already sort of mid-40s on wear, so...
I think, but they're all looking at it.
Lassie's in. Lassie's in.
Lassie is in first to pit. This will be a horrible time for safety car, and I think Liam's coming as well, off of his medium tyres. Will any of them fit softs? I hope not.
Not from here. You would have to be a bit mental to try it.
Oh, I know.
As in, even I wouldn't try it, so you'd have to be very mental to try it.
Okay. Their heads are still attached to the rest of their bodies, and they have both gone for softs. Soft? Ah! Mediums! I'm in my own head!
Oh, Lassie runs wide at turn 1, didn't get the pit exit right.
Oh dear.
But keeps it pointing the right way, though. Those tyres are going to be a little dirty and cold, so he's going to be very slow this first few corners.
Oh, he's so tentative now. He's like, I'm not pushing
right on
this.
the back of the Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He's got about 4 seconds worth of clean air until he gets to Lucas Road, who will probably be in the next couple of laps.
Just having a nice quiet race, as Lucas normally does.
Yeah, so Lassie might have played this really well in terms of getting traffic.
Yellow flag, and it's Bayard again.
Spin ahead, that's Bayard, yeah.
That is a front wing end plate missing off of that Alpine, so probably only a couple of laps away from when he wanted to box anyway, but he will probably have to consolidate and put some medium boots on the car now, unless he wants to push the softs that little bit further.
Well, Lucas had to take some avoiding action down there, but doesn't seem to have lost him any time.
Oh, his Iron Rav has gone round, and...
He's behind Mitch, but Mitch hasn't stopped yet. Recently.
That looks so odd from my point of view, because it was like fully waved yellow flags, and they go on board with Iron, and he's just pointing them the right direction, perfectly on the racing line, getting going again. Maybe something to look at.
It does wave them when there's a slow car.
Oh, yeah. So, always conscious of a certain button that people can press on the pause menu in situations like that. But Yeah, he might have just locked all four wheels and prevented the car from spinning and had to slow right down.
Or flicked it back around after he had spun, and that's just kind of where it was sat.
Maybe.
But
I mean, fair play. 10 out of 10.
Didn't look like the dot teleporters. Bayard has pit,
No,
so
that's what
it's
I was
got a
thinking.
new front wing and some new boots. So that is some medium tyres for the Alpine driver.
Yeah. And just thinking of where he is in the race as well. Only no major chance of points here. Has options to go for a fastest lap if he so chooses to.
Yeah, there are some guys ahead going to pit, but I think the only one going to drop behind Bayard is it's going to be Mitch. And if we go back on with hard tyre watch, Will has pulled about a second out on Hugo over the last couple of laps, so he definitely seems to have more pace on those boots at the moment.
Front four still staying out for now. They're all going for the softs. I'm expecting to see the first driver blink next lap.
I think the first person that probably will blink will be Johnny. I think he's going to opposite Luke and Ken as Lucas has had another little spin. That looks like it's on the entry to the hairpin, which is a weird one.
Bit of a weird one. Maybe
we caught some grass, I guess, on the braking.
I'd imagine so, yeah. Or certain curbs you can just ride the wrong way as well under braking. As Johnny's putting some immense pressure on Luke here. As
Mercs his front wing as well in that Mercedes.
Oof, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Come out right around where Bello is.
Yeah, the time loss for a front wing change is quite significant, but that is some soft boots on that Mercedes, so that's going to be one quick car. Yeah, I think Johnny here, his smartest play is box opposite Luke.
100%.
The outlap isn't the best, but the softer the tyres you put on, the quicker they get up to temp and the faster they end up being.
Oh, Luke!
Whoa!
That's gravel.
It's still tarmac out there. Didn't quite get to the gravel. But that is going to drop him down to P4. Telemetry is saying he has some front wing damage, but I'm not sure how severe it is. It seems to all be still attached, so it could just be a shark bite out of the front somewhere.
That's what I'm looking for. I can't even see anything like that. The outer strakes all look intact as well. Luke definitely struggling a little bit here as Iron's going in for mediums, actually. So he...
What a pussy. Put some softs on, grow a spine. But Will does clear the Ferrari driver, but he's only going to have a 2-second advantage here.
Guess Iron doesn't want to win with the fastest lap.
Oh, disgusting.
Unbelievable. There'll be a safety car now, actually. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, because Iron's going to be like, I'm on the red tyres and stay out, and everyone else is going to dive in for softs and just murk him. It'd be hilarious.
Imagine. That would be quite funny.
I'm expecting Luke in this lap.
I think all three.
As the back off that front three, I think he's going to have to pit.
I'm expecting all three in. There's no point staying out any longer.
Bailed with a new fastest lap on those medium tyres. Lucas's softs should now be up to temp, so expect to see that get annihilated next time round.
Quite nice.
And Iron's managed to get these tyres into the window pretty quickly, and he's already, I think, going to have DRS on Will just about. I think he was just close enough at detection.
He is. Let's see. Will anyone stay out? Apparently so. Brooklyn stayed out. Johnny stayed out.
Johnny's staying out.
Hey!
Will has to stay here.
Hey!
Luke's staying out as well. You are asking for trouble, Luke.
I don't think
There's
Will's going to fight this one.
absolutely no way he's getting those to the end.
I want to see them try. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see him try now.
I think maybe he just wants Iron to get up behind him so he can break his front wing off or something. To spice it up a little bit.
Oh, my tyres are on. I had to brake 200 metres early for the corner and then steer where you were going.
Iron with a purple first sector, that DRS helping down the pit straight.
think
And,
Rod will
obviously
hold the fastest lap for... I don't
2/3
even
of a
think
lap?
Rod's even going to get the fastest lap. I think he's dropped to Bayard.
Possibly.
Let's have a look as he comes to the line here. He hasn't spent battery. Rod doesn't tend to.
It's a 10th off.
And yeah, his prize is not getting fastest lap when he could have got fastest lap, so...
Bayard with that 35.3, Lucas with a...
Oh, Luke is trying to hold iron up here. I say he's trying to.
He's succeeding at the moment. He just needs to swipe across the front of him now.
I want Luke to send an absolute worldie into this hairpin. Go on, Luke. Go on, Luke.
It's coming.
Go on,
It's
Luke.
coming.
Luke! Oh my god.
He either needs to go to the inside and brake late, or stay on the racing line and brake late. And he kind of did neither, which is disappointing.
Well, the thing is like, with all of these guys staying out, Coates is catching back up to Luke now, quite considerably.
Yeah. These mediums on that McLaren are 50 pence pieces at this point. Luke is... I would say Luke is probably in puncture territory at this point.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That was DC.
Disconnected. Hopefully you'll have a... Oh wait, he's on PlayStation, not needing invite. Hang on. Do I have him added?
No, I don't think I do. I will check though while nothing major is happening on the stream.
I do not appear to.
Hum.
I do not.
No, neither do I. And that's why you add the lobby host. Or
Well,
your,
no, but you
your
could have the
commentators.
host added. If you are not on Steam, you also need to add me, basically. So, unfortunate there for Ryan. Obviously, somebody else can give him an invite. I don't know if any of our retired drivers are still in the session. I don't believe they are. Because Will is now right on the back of Luke as well, so this is going to be a move for P4. Luke may be coming into the pits, I'm not sure. No.
No, I
Stay
mean,
Luke again.
I'm going to be honest. They've just all massively screwed themselves.
Well, a little bit. Although we'll have to see how much Johnny can do against Iron. Can he hold him off sufficiently so Ken can take a win?
Maybe.
It's going to be very
Maybe
tight.
that's just the whole plan. Like maybe they're all in the mind of, oh, we'll just
Screw Iron up.
screw Iron over so someone else can win.
Ken and Johnny, though, are going to be right on the edge of getting these tyres to the end.
What, in one piece.
Yeah, without them, detonating. And the thing is, as well, like with where the wear is, it's on the front tyres, so
Mitch coming into the pits.
any
Oh no,
extended...
sorry, it's Iron. Rav.
Yeah, so the wear here, it's a front limit circuit, which means any time that you're steering for a long time. Oh, we've had an Alfa Romeo spinning. That's Liam at P8, unfortunately. So he's not going to be able to close up on Lassie. So
I think that P8 is pretty safe.
Yeah, P8's pretty safe, but he wasn't too far off the back of Lassie, I don't think, and now he's a long way back. As Irons closed up to the back of Johnny pretty quickly. Johnny's just out of the DRS range of Ken, so isn't going to get that rear wing opening to help him out.
Let's have a look at the difference out of this hairpin.
Johnny's still getting pretty good exits.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. It's a lot better than what Luke was getting.
Yeah, although Luke's tyres do seem significantly more dead than everyone else's, and he's also lost a place.
Johnny's trying, yeah. Johnny's offending, 4 laps to go, and I can literally see the leader.
Johnny's managed to close back in on Ken and get that DRS, so he's going to have the rear wing open down the straights, but Iron's going to be able to brake so much later and get so much more drive as Luke finally pits for some new boots, which promotes Hugo up into 5th and Lassie up into P6.
Ooh,
so.
and managing to find space around the outside of Johnny there. Johnny is absolutely just fighting tooth and nail for this one.
Everything.
Iron managing to just creep up around the outside with a superior grip.
Iron's gone around!
Oh dear. They're not going to be too happy, are they?
wheel-to-wheel tap, and that's going to kind of release Ken a little bit as well. And it's potentially going to, if Iron's got dirt on his tyres and things, it's potentially going to put him under pressure from Will as well. Will just outside that DRS range. If he can find like half a tenth on the entry to this corner, he could get it back, but just doesn't have the tyre grip to do it.
I think the only thing that Johnny's under threat from at this point is Iron getting a plane to Norway and decking him.
Is the Stewards, which is you this week.
It is. Can't wait to look at that one as Iron is touching grass.
So Iron Rav saying he lagged out, which is fair, but if you don't have me added, they can't fucking invite you. Wait, is that Johnny in?
Yeah.
Johnny's in.
He might be blaming himself for that one.
Anticipating a penalty.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you can't give him a penalty. It was only Iron.
Yeah, that other car, if there was one, completely blended in with the track.
Yeah.
Didn't see any.
Red tarmac in China. That seems fitting.
Yeah.
It's the colour of the flag. So.
The thing is how much time can Iron gain on Ken? I don't think he's gonna get the win off him.
Surely.
But he's gonna gain a lot of time. I just want to see how much. It was 7 seconds. After the hairpin.
Ken is already in puncture range and has 2 more laps to go.
I know.
If he gets these tyres to the end, it is a miracle.
I know. I do want to see a puncture. I've never commentated a puncture before.
Iron's gained a second in a corner.
It's been over a second and a half just in sector 2. Gains another near enough half a second out of the snail section. There might still be a chance for Iron here.
And has lower wings though, which pulled away maybe half a tenth down this straight with a inferior exit.
Very minor difference from what I could see.
Yeah, but remember, Ken will have got a much worse exit out of the snail, would have been carrying less speed on the exit, and still managed to pull some time.
Yeah,
as Lassie and Hugo are going wheel to wheel.
Wait.
Lassie having made that pit stop for those medium tyres at racing speed, Hugo made the change to the hards under the early safety car. So Lassie's going to have that rubber. He's just sort of recovering some of those positions up into P4 now.
You reckon Johnny will get Hugo in 2 laps?
4.3 seconds to gain for Lassie to get on the podium. Softs versus hards? Yes. Hugo's tyres are getting up towards 70% now, so they're very second hand, and Johnny's softs are going to be, quali laps here. As Luke picks up 3 seconds, I think that's the first time we've said that all season.
I just want to point out that Puckinen's got a puncture.
Oh. Yeah, rear right's gone.
How's
the rear tyre gone?
I was about to point out that that Iron had gained 3.5 seconds since I last checked at the same point on the lap. But then that delta just came crashing down, and Puckinen he's tried pushing it.
He had to try something, I guess, but it's come back and bitten quite
Alfa Romeo's
spectacularly in the arse. And podium is Iron, which is expected, and then Will Lassie, which I don't think is. And Hugo's 1.8 seconds behind Lassie, so if there's some kind of issue with one of these front two, second and third, that's going to put Hugo on the podium. And possibly Johnny if he can close that 2 seconds to Hugo.
Oh, man, I feel so
Ken's
bad
really struggling trying to get the cab back to the pits.
That was a hell of a ballsy move. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. So we have actually got a nice little fight for P9 here, as Mitch could be losing out 2 places in the same straight.
I don't think it was the right gamble to make, but
no.
If your aim is to win the race, and then the guy in front of you who you're not catching
Lucas! Done a nice little 360 there. Only lost like 3 seconds from that, to be fair, which is pretty good as far as 360s are concerned, as Puckinen has finally got that ailing Alfa Romeo into the pits. It'll be the best part of the lap down.
We've got the Red Bulls together, so is Hugo going to cede position to Johnny here, or is he going to be like, no, this is my P4, you're not having it?
Well, that's the thing. If Johnny thinks he's due a penalty, why would Hugo bother fighting? Or is it mind games in the Red Bull cockpits? I don't think Hugo wants to let this one go, to be honest.
Oh, Johnny has a snap as he cuts through the dirty air flowing off the back of his teammate.
I think Hugo should play DRS chicken here.
I think you should just play brake check chicken.
I prefer brake check chicken. Like right now.
So I was just letting him past. It's fine.
Right. Okay. Iron. I hope someone can tell Iron that I didn't catch his donuts and that he does some donuts coming across the line.
Yeah, but he's gonna slow roll it, and he's gonna win
bastard.
the race. Second and third is gonna be Will and Lassie, and Will is gonna make those tyres last. Lassie gets a great drive out the final corner, but it's not long enough of a run to the line. That's a surprising podium.
Oh, Johnny let Hugo through.
Johnny is expecting that penalty then. Let's Hugo cross for P4 on track. Big enough gap back to Liam, who's going to take P6, and then we're going to see Luke, who went from having what was a really, really good race to it all kind of unfolding.
Mitch versus Bayard.
Bayard makes the move with DRS, but Mitch is going to come back on the brakes.
That's a clumsy move on the inside. I can understand with 24 lap old hards, but that was very, very half-hearted. Bayard gets a place, thankfully no damage or crashing or anything of the sort. Well, Cook couldn't get within the 3 seconds of Rod. He does. Rod misses out on that final point.
Oh, Luke blaming his wheel, I guess.
He did look a bit uncharacteristic.
It's a turn when I'm full lock. Oof.
Yeah. It would explain a lot with some gremlins creeping in.
Oh, you never want gremlins on the track.
No, not
One of
really.
them's going to get hit, and that's where you get jam from.
Jam. Well. That's pretty good. We've got there he is. It is weird seeing AlphaTauri Williams on the podium, but pretty much everyone in contention for the podium at one point or another, so...
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I'm going to drag Iron in now. We'll do some interviewage.
Lovely stuff. Just get the race director and everything.
Well. Yeah. Hopefully Will and Lassie want to come in too, which is not the podium I was expecting.
Well, Johnny just making it a bit more difficult for Iron. I think Iron would have got the P1 even without the puncture.
Probably.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, so apparently Will has no mic, so won't be joining us, unfortunately. Just waiting to see where Lassie turns up somewhere. I guess we'll start with Iron since you won the race. So, best track managed to win in the end after people tried weird strategies. Let's just say. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was a really weird race today, to be honest. The gap in qualifying was not expected between the rest of the field. And then in the race, me and Johnny pulled away, and then the safety car came. And then I just already decided beforehand, so I was going to go medium, because there's no way the mediums would have made it to the end in any sense. And so yeah, when I pitted, I had to get back to the field, which went quite well up until I wanted to overtake Johnny, and then I understeered into him, so that was kind of my fault, but I guess I still got P1 in the end because Ken got a puncture, so...
Yeah, it wasn't. We weren't really sure whose fault exactly that was, but it kind of
Ooh.
just looked like a bit of a racing incident.
Yeah,
more
I
than anything
couldn't
else.
really identify blame during that one, but
No, there was no. There was like it was surely it was either a racing incident or my fault, but I have to look at it. I have to look at that.
Yeah, but still, yeah,
I
another
tried
win.
to do a nice overtake, but it didn't pay off.
Yeah, yet another win for a championship you've already won. Moving into F1 2023.
And most importantly, I think now the constructors is now for Ferrari, right?
I will have to check, but probably because
Should be.
McLaren didn't score much, if any, points, and obviously with you getting a win, even though George didn't score, that should be enough. Because I'm fairly sure they had to outscore you here, which obviously they haven't done.
Yeah, that's really I wanted this race to get the constructors. So then next week, I have no worries on my worst track ever.
Completely chill at Singapore, Suzuka, which you hate.
Ian, do you want to do donuts at Suzuka? Because I know you told me twice to catch your donuts, but I might have missed that.
I will try.
So Will doesn't have a mic, so we won't have a P2 here. But let's talk to Lassie, F2 driver on the podium in F1. How does that make you feel?
I didn't really expect to to get a podium in F1, but I think the other's misfortune was my luck, you can say. I don't know if the medium runners had a puncture. Those two meant mediums after the safety car. I didn't go for the mediums as I was on the hards because I didn't think the mediums would last 20 odd laps. I think I don't know if anyone made it on the medium.
No,
I think
they all bailed out or got
Oh yeah,
punctures.
Johnny and Luke pit onto some softs, and Ken tried to hang it out to hold Iron off and got a puncture on the second last lap.
Yeah, those was on the mediums at the start was pretty good setup. I thought they were the ones that would benefit the most, but Arjun was on the mediums as well, wasn't he?
Iron was mediums, yeah.
Yeah.
With about 10 laps left, and went for a second set.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think I had a couple of scary moments with the oversteer, but yeah, that was the lesson I learned from yesterday. Not to attack too much on this circuit. It's very slippery, easy to spin.
Yeah, it is a little bit sketch at times around China, but which kind of means you're always sort of prone to run into other drivers making mistakes, and you do tend to get quite close racing, so there's always the possibility of contact and things. So just keeping it clean, pumping your laps in time after time after time, making moves clean and efficiently when you get there, obviously pays off with a nice big 15 points.
Yeah, although it benefited massively. I could hang on to the DRF of Kenny and Luke. They were fighting in front on the mediums, so I was just able to hang on to the DRS. That pulled me forward a great bit.
Hanging on to DRS is always helpful, especially at a track like China where it's so powerful down that back straight.
Yeah, Kenny has he had a lot more pace than me. I found out when we both were on the hards at the start, but so it was really nice. I could benefit from a bit of DRS. They were just pulling me forward. It was pretty good.
Well, and you managed to lead a race for like a corner.
Yeah.
Oh, he's nice.
I just got massively attacked into turn one. Cars both on the outside and on the inside.
We were expecting you to get a bit swarmed on the old hards against a bunch of fresh mediums.
Yeah.
Kind of expected.
But yeah, I think that was about it.
Yeah, it's a very good result in the end, and obviously sometimes it relies on people in front of you falling off the road, but if that happens and doesn't happen to you, it kind of just lands in your lap a bit.
Yeah, that was what's happened today. So my pace wasn't really for a P3, but yeah, it just happened.
Yeah, it's great. It's great when stuff just like lands like that. It's really fun. Not having the same podium every week. But anyway, I think we shall leave that there off for this week. I've been Zeke, I'm joined by David,
Hello.
who's decided to
Still
stop
here.
being an adult for a week.
Well, second
and
week as well, actually. I'm here next week as well, so...
Big, yeah, and we will be back next week for season finale and game finale in Suzuka. So make sure
Thank
you
God.
tune in on Monday. We have a championship fight that's mostly done, but not entirely, in F3. There's about a 20-point gap between Elliot Savage and Mitch Snape. So if Elliot fails to score and Mitch can find a way to win that race, then it's going to be swing the title. And then we have a 3-way championship fight in F2. Paul Nadler, Harry Wales, and Blake Ward covered the 3 of them by just 2 points. So whoever finishes ahead on track is going to take that title. So make sure you watch that. If you're not driving, of course, as me and Lassie will be doing. Make sure you tune in for that on Tuesday next week. And then we will have the finale in Suzuka of F1 to round out what has been quite a fun 3 seasons on F1 22 as we get ready for the new era next month. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that random YouTube shit. And we will see you next week.